Welcome to another segment of Gauteng Live, your premier platform of everything entertainment, lifestyle, tourism, trade, investment, and the growing of the Gauteng economy together. I am Baba Khaukhanidiwi, your host as always, and today I'm excited once again. I'm joined by the CEO of the Gauteng Enterprise Propeller and also the acting CEO of the Gauteng Growth and Development Agency here at the backdrop of the delicious International Food Festival. We are in a very cold space, but the music is pumping, traders are pumping, and Mr. Saki, thank you very much for praising the cold weather and coming through. How has been the festival so far?
No, it's amazing actually. I think the energy here, we sometimes forget it's cold. People came out, and for me, the exciting thing is that there's a lot of lines where people are buying from the traders. So it's a great thing to see.
Absolutely. So this is your fourth Delicious?
Yes.
In its 11th year. So
Yeah.
a platform like this, especially in the helm of being, responsible for the growth of SMMEs, and a platform like this, what does it do, for growth of an SME and in the entire value chain? Not just because of market access and being able to trade, but in the entire life cycle of an SMMEs, what does it do?
Well, one of the exciting things about the work that you guys do at tourism, we like the saying that goods follow people. The trading follows where people are. When people come to Gauteng, they sleep in hotels, they buy food, they may buy clothes, and many other things that come with them being there. So this event today, when we're talking, Tom says they have about 4,500 people working in this event. And those people must eat. There are security companies that are getting work. There are people who are selling water. People who are selling coffee in this cold. So those are the platforms that get businesses to be there. So people just see the partying element
Yes.
of it. But besides the fun, the stage, the lighting, even people who are doing social media marketing the event. So there's many businesses that benefit as a result of this. But as you said, we're also involved directly in bringing the traders that are selling food here.
Absolutely. So the traders here, I was talking to Tom earlier on about a phenomenal project they established, supported by the GP, Food Bev Sita, the Trader Academy. Yeah. And for me, I think it's a recognition of the importance of this. So how best can we formalize the businesses that are involved in events of this nature? And starting with the food, with the gastronomy guys, but I guess it can go stretch up until security and production.
No, exactly, Baba. And again, Delicious is an event that happens once a year, over a weekend, but takes a year to build up to it for it to be done in the manner in which that they do. So why we partnered with them is that there's a lot of preparation that must happen for people to be ready for this. So if you are somebody who sells food and you coming into Delicious, firstly you got to comply with health standards.
Yes.
Because we don't want people having food poisoning.
And then now they start blaming the festival.
Exactly, because the entrepreneur wasn't ready.
Yeah.
So there's that compliance. But two, training for them as chefs. As you know, the culinary school is where they get to be trained. So the quality of what they offer improves. And a lot of them then run their businesses even beyond the festival, because now suddenly you've seen in an event what can sell. You now know how to run a business. You now have a better skill than you did before. And that's the work that then builds up months before people get into here, so that you don't say, well, we have slots for 50 entrepreneurs, but we can't find them.
Absolutely. And the build up for me, it's what creates consistency.
Yeah.
And with a long and bumper calendar of events in a province like Gauteng. Next week is the Standard Bank Joy of Jazz on the backdrop. So there is an opportunity here for these traders to actually migrate from being delicious food traders into the value chain, into the events traders of Gauteng, and then you get the quality is standardized.
Exactly.
And you get consistency
Exactly.
and the like. But for me, the consistency and the standardization, how important is it? Especially, we've seen a lot of South African traveling to Germany to go watch Adele's residency, 80,000 makeshift built, arena. While here we have big events every weekend.
Yeah.
But I guess the standard of trading, it depends on the nature of the event. That is coordinated in a week. You will see the difference between that has taken a year to build.
Exactly. No, you're right. So the work we do is mostly background work that people don't see, but those are the things that either lead to a good or bad experience. As you're saying rightly, now these traders, they have a big platform that's delicious, but what this exposes them is to understand what works for events. So if they now go to the Joy of Chess guys and say this is what they can offer, they have experience, they've done it. There may be another event around the corner which didn't even realize it needs traders, and somebody sees an opportunity and say, I'm going to pull my truck and sell food into it. And now suddenly you have the consistency you're talking about, that people, without realizing, they're like, actually, when you go to events now, you don't have to worry about the quality of food.
Yeah.
And what's going to happen, even payment systems, and they've gotten into the rhythm of how you make events make sense.
And I guess now that takes us to our next point, especially around digital access, digital technology use, the intersection between digital and platforms like this, and entrepreneurship and trading generally. Now, it's a cashless event.
Yeah.
I guess what it does to enterprises is that it forces them to now structure their business and now play in platforms around payments and platforms around digital. And we have seen such entrepreneurs growing. How important is the integration of digital into the work of entrepreneurship?
No, it's very important. One of these days, actually maybe some time ago, I tweeted saying, the car guys have got to find a way of being paid cashless. Because many of us, I don't now carry a physical card anymore.
Yeah.
I have a phone, so I tap. So when you now have to deal with an entrepreneur who you can't buy from them cashless, it's a hindrance from them. They lose money. I saw somebody selling ice cream at Zulake and they didn't have a payment system. Now you don't have cash, and you are with your kids and walking, and they lose opportunity. So these things actually help them tap into a market they could otherwise have lost, even without realizing, just because of the inconvenience that they have to pay cash. So the progression into digitization is important. Yes, there may be some people who still operate in cash, so that's easier for them. It's a market they are used to, but transitioning as well into digital is very critical.
Now let's move on into another cap that you are wearing. We're checking the numbers, and Tom was telling me close to 1,200 tickets have been bought in Botswana. We had the American tour operator with the American Caribbeans with 120 American Caribbeans coming in just for the festival. Like you always say, goods, people, money.
Yeah.
There is dialectical relations there. How important is this sector, which actually serves as a subsector, because it supports the creatives, supports tourism, supports manufacturing and the like? And how important is this, especially in a country where we had taken a dip in our industrialization and the capitalization of our industrial infrastructure, soft economies, soft subsectors, in the work that the GGDA is doing in positioning Gauteng as a preferred trade and investment destination?
So, as you said, if you look at the region, Southern Africa, we have the fortune that it has a lot to offer. South Africa is a very beautiful country. And we say this not because we're South Africans, but even like international rankings show that we are one of the most beautiful countries in the world. There's a lot to offer, whether it's coastal, whether it's city life, which is what Joburg is about, business tourism,
Value science.
and all manner of things. I mean, Botswana has also wildlife and certain areas that are really beautiful to see. The people are warm. And it's been one of the big destinations for South Africa for travel. Botswana coming here and South Africans going there, and also on the retail side. South African retail businesses operate a lot in the Southern African region. So for us, it is very important that we create these platforms for people to interact, because you are now able to say in your calendar, every year I'm going to be in South Africa in September because there's DStv Festival, there's Joy of Jazz, and I can be there for 2 weeks. So I can plan my holiday knowing that.
And maybe even set up your meetings in
Exactly.
between the Delicious and Joy of Jazz
Exactly.
there and
Exactly.
do trade and business.
Exactly, because you also know that a lot of people you want are likely to be in those events as well. I mean, if you look at the hospitality packages today, a lot of very influential people in Gauteng today are here at Delicious. Next week at the Joy of Jazz, people are going to be there. So it creates a platform for people to come and do business. So there's predictability on, okay, if I want to go to South Africa for business, this may actually be the best time. I'm going to be in Sandton and Midrand, things are going to be happening, and I will have access to the people I want, and they are most likely going to be around as well.
And I guess there's an opportunity there if you look at the continental free trade area, and just if we localize in our own region. I mean, if you take Delicious, you take the what used to be the Toyota Delta race, and you take Bushfire, you take the Vic Falls Carnival. I guess you are able to even create a second and now start having inter-regional travel experiences. And if you are able to unlock business and trade at the Delicious, what stops you doing it at Bushfire in Eswatini?
Exactly.
What stops you doing it from the Vic Falls Carnival? Are these some of the things you are discussing with your counterparts in the regional investment promotion agencies?
No, of course. I mean, you talked about Vic Falls. I mean, Zambia is one of the countries that is big on copper, the copper belt there, and South Africa, we've been looking at capital equipment exports into them, because South Africa has progressed on mining quite well and advanced. So there is already focus that we're having in the region. As I said, retail is one of them, capital equipment has been one of them. Even now moving into digitization, hospitality, and many other sectors. So this really opens up those possibilities. Because if you are a South African business and wants to invest in a hotel in the Vic Falls, you need traffic. And if these events help bring up the profile of these tourist attractions, it makes it very viable.
So as we conclude this, let's map a scenario where I want you to send a message to those entrepreneurs that have not been looking at this space as an opportunity to set up, an opportunity to trade, but also look at those entrepreneurs that have been doing Delicious for the past 10 years. And then take on your other cap and then look at what we have been discussing as regional opportunities. Hell of a security infrastructure production that gets put up there. I guess there's also opportunity for Gauteng companies to go and be able to assist in the production at Bushfire, at Carnival, and the like. So from this enterprise that SGP, you want to speak about your offering to them so that they can consider this. And to this one that has been 10 years trading here, that might have to now start being part of, at least, for example, an export development program.
No, thanks, Baba. So, firstly, as you say, there's different levels of support entrepreneurs may need, and that is where we're trying to come in. For events outside of the country, there may be export development that is required, because when you're now doing business outside of the country, there are tax implications, there may be standards and other things to comply with. So we're very happy to assist with that. on these events that are here locally. There may be health standards, there may be training for you as an entrepreneur, there may be training for you as a chef, if that is what you are trying to do. And the scale of what, let's say, events like this bring, let's say if in this weekend, a hypothetical example, 100,000 bottles of water are sold at 10 rands a bottle, that's a million.
That's a million right there.
That's a million in 2 days. So those are the things we take for granted. I can tell you right now, because of the weather, which no one could have predicted, a person who's selling coffee today is going to make a lot of money.
100.
Just out of selling coffee. Nothing complicated.
No heavy machinery.
No, yes.
Equipment,
Yes. You're not manufacturing anything. You are just
yeah.
mixing hot water and coffee and maybe milk and maybe sugar. That's it. And you put a margin. And the margins in coffee are really wild. I mean, sometimes in these events, people make 100% margin out of it. So that's the platform these things make. You run your own business, but you know every month or every second month, there's a big event that you participate in, but it shoots up your margins just in one weekend.
To you in the entrepreneur watching us, that's the message. Take advantage in any crisis. It might not be a deep crisis now because it's just the weather and the wind, but there it is. The coffee is making up and people are buying. So in any opportunity that you see, seize it up. That's the message we are getting from the CEO of GP. But to you, those who want to mushroom, they will be able to assist you as the Gauteng Growth and Development Agency with some of the compliance issues if you want to skip the border, if you want to start trading outside the country through some of their export development program and supplier and enterprise development program. No, thank you very much, Saki. Maybe before we get out today, quite a chill Pastor Rhymes, Jason Derulo, of the two, who are you looking forward to see?
Pastor. I'm that generation, so
you can see he will be rapping along. I don't know if he will be rapping as fast as Pastor can rap, but surely that's Jason will entertain the younger one. Us, the Pastor generation, we will be rhyming and rapping to the tunes. That's our segment of Gauteng Live, coming to you live and direct from the delicious International Food Festival. Catch us again in the next episode, second round.